It's been a while since I've done any updates on the kitchen. I haven't really dived headfirst back into this project. I've just been slowly chipping away little by little at different things that I want to get done in here because there's a lot that I want to do in this space. So let me go over where we're currently at. So here above the back door, you might be able to tell it looks a bit weird right here. I had an old doorbell box which was no longer functional because I don't have a doorbell. It wasn't connected to anything. I finally took that down and I did the first pass of patching and priming there. I've got to caulk that edge. The reason why that looks so weird is because it needs caulked and painted. There's a tiny little bit of a gap there between the wall and the cabinet. So got that off of the wall. Over here, I temporarily put the range back up on the wall until I can get the microwave put in. I also patched the hole that was there in the wall where the electrical had been run. As you could see in the first video, the hole in the wall was very big, way bigger than it needed to be to run the cable through. So obviously I didn't fully close it because I still need to access the wire to be able to run the outlet for the microwave, but the hole used to come like all the way down to here, so I did patch it a bit and then it's still like open behind there, so the wire is still running, but just to make the hole a bit smaller because I don't want any mice in my kitchen ever again. So I went ahead and did that. I got the trim up on the tile, which just kind of finishes it off a bit, makes it look a little bit nicer. I've still got to do paint touch-ups in here. I've got the bottom on for the filler cabinet, so once the microwave is in, it'll come down and cover up this side completely. The microwave will actually come down to like about here-ish. I think it's like an inch farther down from where the top of the tile is. So this will fully be covered up by the microwave. So all you'll be able to see is that nice, clean bottom piece that I created. I do want to adjust the front a bit because now that I added this, the front is sitting up like way higher than it needs to and it looks a little bit odd. So I do need to drop that down. Do some cleanup on this wall. This wall looks really bad because this is where the old backsplash used to be, and I just never really took the time to clean this up and make it look really nice. So I still need to do that. Ooh, big reveal. I mentioned that there was a project that I hadn't talked about that I was really excited about, and that is my little filler that I built. So I debated what I wanted to do about the extra space on the bottom, because obviously I made the wall longer, so I not only had an extra 3 inches on top, but also on bottom. And this is what I ended up deciding on. I just made these little, it's like a little shelf box basically. So they are attached to a back piece here because the outlet is actually behind there. So I did add a back that like actually floats forward away from the wall to allow clearance for the outlet. And then the shelves are attached to that back piece and then reinforced with a screw to keep them level. I don't know if you can see that right there is a screw. So these two, this shelf and this shelf, are screwed into the wall so that they actually are like level and don't just like sag down. And I did this to create storage space for baking sheets, as you can see there. Perfect size to store baking sheets. I didn't have a good place to store them before because I really only have the two base cabinets, so I didn't really have a good place to put them before. I just had all of the stuff shoved into this cabinet. Like all my pots, pans, and baking sheets were all in this cabinet, and it was like very cluttered. So this is just the perfect size to store that. And it also creates this cute little like countertop area that I can sit stuff without cluttering up the actual countertop. So this was the project that I was talking about being excited for. And there is another little thing that I did that I ended up cutting out of the first video and didn't show. And that is my little shelves that I made for the side of my cabinet to store cutting boards. I have some like little Jello Halloween molds that my sister gave me. But yeah, I just had this kind of like little extra space here because of the door frame. And any extra storage I can get in this kitchen is a win. So I just made these little shelves out of scrap MDF. They're not like the cleanest and cutest things ever. Like, I know that. I do need to clean them up. Like some of this stuff, they just like need to be wiped down. But yeah, I just screwed them in directly to the cabinet from the inside, and they're great little storage for cutting boards or cookbooks or whatever. They're a great size for that. So super happy with that. Also, this is how we're looking over here with the cabinets. This is all like fully done. I even made a little filler piece to go in over here because the fridge like sits out from the wall because of the baseboard. Also, like you wouldn't be able to open the door if it didn't sit away from the wall. There's so many little projects that I've been working on. I've been working on cleaning the grout lines in the floor. Do you see this one spot that I missed? That's the color the grout was, and this is the color it's supposed to be. So I'm almost done cleaning all of the grout lines, and then once they're all cleaned, I want to reseal the grout just to help like keep it from getting dirty. It can be really beneficial to like reseal your grout every few years, and I know that I haven't sealed it since moving in, so once it's completely clean, I'm gonna reseal it. This is where we're at with the closet. I've gotten the majority of the stuff cleared out of here, but I need to get this completely emptied, and then the plan is to gut all of this, patch the walls, paint, and then we can get the new shelves in. And I want to try to maximize this space as much as possible since this is a smaller kitchen. So I'm gonna have the shelves be deeper than the ones that are in here now. You can see they're only about half the depth of the closet. So I have them already cut down to 18 inches while the closet is like 20 inches deep. So I'm gonna have them be almost the full depth of the closet. I also already have all of the shelf supports cut. So everything is good and ready to go in. So as long as like everything works the way it should, all the materials should be good to go. And you can see, like I have done some patching in here in the past. That's why this looks really weird. I don't know why. I don't know what this closet was used for previously, but there are a lot of dings and stuff in the wall. So like on top of needing to patch like this when I rip it all out, there's also just like a lot of other patching that needs to be done in here that I just never bothered to do until now. So plenty of patchwork will need to be done before the painting, and I obviously want to do all of that once I have this fully emptied before putting the new shelving in. So while this is all emptied out, I will do all that patchwork and get a fresh coat of paint on these walls, make it look nice and clean. And on top of already having all the materials ready to go, I also, during the planning phase, figured this all out. So I was trying to decide how I wanted to use this space on the floor, because obviously at some point the shelves will stop and then I'll have the space here on the floor, and I was trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to use that space. Previously I was using it for all of my recycling bins, so I have these two bins here, and then there used to be two more identical bins on this side, but I decided that I really needed somewhere to store bird seed and cat food, because that stuff comes in those large bags. So I ended up purchasing these food storage bins, which fit in the space really well and are very functional. So this space down here, the plan is that what's in here now will remain in here once everything else is in place, but I still need to get all this cleared out while I work in here. But yeah, this will likely stay as is. But yes, that is the plan. Countertops, which I haven't talked about at all. So I would love to replace these countertops, but I'm not looking to spend money on that right now. So the plan, I know there's so much stuff everywhere. The plan is I got some just the peel and stick stuff that you know, like the liner, and this is what we're gonna try. I got it in this like natural wood color, which I personally think complements the pink really well and looks so pretty. And I also realized that since all of the trim in this room is painted, it makes sense to try and incorporate wood tones into this room so that it doesn't feel like so detached from the living room and the dining room. So I am trying to like bring some wood into this room, which is why I did the shelves over here in the wood. This is almost like an exact match to the color of the wood in the rest of the house. Like, and these were just boards I already had. They just happened to be like almost the exact same color. So that's why I chose to do those like that. I also, the shelves I'm going to put above these end cabinets are going to be wood, and I want to try and match the color to this. I got some stain that I'm hoping is going to be the same color as these, so that'll be more wood tones. And then for the countertops, I thought about trying to find something that was like that darker wood, but I wasn't really feeling it. I wanted something lighter that would complement the pink and the gold hardware a bit better, and I landed on this, which is a color that I have a little bit throughout the house. It's just a nice natural wood tone. And yeah, I have all of this cut down ready to go. I just have to actually clear the countertops off to be able to put it on. I am back with an update. So, it has been some amount of months since the last clip that you saw. And originally, my plan was that I thought in this video I would be wrapping up with the kitchen reno, so the plan was for this to be like the last video. The problem is that I have no idea when I'm gonna be able to get my microwave put in. It's kind of been put on an indefinite pause
So I don't know how long it's going to take for that to actually get installed. And the only other thing really left for me to do is the painting, getting a fresh coat of paint on the walls and finishing up the painting of the trim. And everything else is like tiny little, like, annoying details of like cleaning things up, just getting like little finishing touches done. So that's why I was gonna have this be the last video, because there's so little left to do, but I don't want to wait 6 more months before I finally conclude this video. So I came up with a new plan, which is to show you where I currently am with the kitchen, which is, like I said, mostly done, but still have a lot of meticulous small detail things to do. And then in the future, once all of the painting's done, the microwave is actually installed, and I have all those little detail things done, I will make another video showing the fully completed kitchen reno, along with a full tour of like all of the cabinets and the drawers. So like I'll go in depth about my kitchen organization. So that is the plan. I realized that would be a good way to like talk more about the organization side of the kitchen, because I don't really want to include all of that in this video and make it super long and boring for most people that like probably wouldn't care about that. So I'm gonna do that in a separate video. So that's the plan, because I have put a lot of time into like organizing this kitchen to make it as functional as possible, and buying a couple things to make it function better, like drawer organizers and like little racks and bins and things like that. So I would like to make a video about that stuff, and I know me personally, I love watching organization videos to get ideas on how to make my space function better. So I think that's a good compromise, that I can wrap up this video now, show the current state of the mostly finished kitchen, and then at some point in the future I will make a kitchen organization video where I will also show the fully completed kitchen reno with all those little details that are on pause right now, because I just do not have the mental capacity to do any detail-oriented painting, which is really what I have to do, like all the trim work and stuff. I just don't want to do it right now, so I kind of just put the kitchen on hold because I'm just not in the mood to do any of that. But for now, like I said, mostly just cosmetic things left to do. So let me show you how it's looking. Let's start with the floors. I mentioned I was cleaning all of the grout and resealing it. I finally got that done. I do need to go back over a couple spots that just didn't seem to come as clean, like right this tiny spot here, but for the most part, done. Big thing is that replaced tile here is in and grouted. This tile here is finally in and grouted, and then the only one left to do is this one, which I obviously need the corner cut to fit in around this door trim here, which is why I haven't replaced it yet. I don't have a tile cutter. I'm still kind of on a pause between if I want to just try and buy a tile cutter, because I do see them on Marketplace every once in a while. If I want to just buy one, or if I want to try to borrow one from someone. But for right now, still missing that tile. And then I didn't really show, I ended up bringing this cabinet all the way down and lining it up with this new wall. So that's that. I want to kind of fix this so that it looks a bit more seamless here. I was trying to figure out how to like finish off this edge. So I want to kind of fix this so that it looks like it's continuous and goes up. That's the plan anyway. And then
new countertops. So this is the like peel and stick paper. Most people use it as like drawer liners. Um, I did this a couple months ago, so this is how we're faring. A very quick and easy way to change your countertops, but not the most durable, which obviously, like, not surprising, right? Because it's just paper. I did do the little poly top coat, which definitely helped seal the paper. Anything that I've like splashed like onto the counters has wiped right off. But my cat loves to jump up on the counters, and he managed to do this here, these little nicks from his claws. So, yeah, I was not happy about that, and there's no easy way to fix that without just like taking this piece of paper off and putting a new piece in that section. So, yeah, it's not going to be perfectly durable. It can be cut. But this is the only damage I've gotten over the last few months. I haven't damaged them with like using them at all. So I personally I like it. I think I want to say I spent like $40 for the roll of the paper and then like 15 for the poly that I used to do the top coat. So about $50. I had some paper left over, so I do want to use some of the paper in here. You can see the drawer's a little damaged, so I was going to use some of the leftover paper to actually do inside the drawers. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And it's a good way if you're not sure what countertops you want to get. It's kind of a good way to get like a visual of what something's gonna look like in the space before spending a bunch of money on it. So I do really like the faux wood look of the counters. I think matches really well. I think it would be nice if I could find something more in that cherry wood color to match the rest of the house. But yeah, for right now, this is what I've got. At some point in the distant future, I might actually buy new countertops in like a pattern that I actually like. But yeah, I think the faux wood was a good choice. It matches the gold really well, and it goes really well with the pink trim. So this is the new pink, the taupey pink that I got to replace the old color that I only had a limited amount of. So I think it looks really nice. You can see how right here, I didn't take these shelves down to get behind here, how light the old color was in comparison. So the contrast looks much nicer against the white of the walls, and it looks great with the wood tone. So I'm happy with the color. I'm not completely done with the painting like there around the outlet. I need to paint as well, but I've got a good majority of the trim painted in here. It's mostly just like the little spots like right here where I have to tape off or move things to get to. And then the collage wall is back up. I'm thinking of getting rid of this because I just don't really use it all that much, and just putting a poster there instead. So I've kind of been testing out for the last like month if I can do without it and just rely entirely on the calendar on my phone. So that will probably be going because I don't think I need it anymore. And then you can see here the new cut out arch that I squared off. There's still a tiny bit of patching to do just to clean up a little bit. But for the most part, it's looking pretty good. And then I have the shelves put in above these two end cabinets that I mentioned I stained to try and match the cherry wood in the rest of the house. I think the color is pretty close. So yeah, these are just gonna be like for decor. I have Halloween stuff up there right now. I was kind of just testing out where I could put things, but yes, those are up. And then I have some patching still to do up here where the paint chipped. But yes, this is all pretty much the same. But I did get a new rug for the kitchen. I tried to incorporate, like, I used the pinks and purples in posters over here, so I found something that had pinks and purples and also some yellow to match the golds. Mainly I was like trying to find something that would match well with the window film that I got. It has like the pinks, the purples, yellows, greens, and I think this was about as close as I could get to finding something that combined those colors. And I think this is gonna work well in here. It just kind of helps with the entry being here to trap more of the dirt. Also with the litter box being there to trap any litter. As they walk into the other rooms, they'll likely walk over the rug and get their paws a bit more clean before going into the other rooms. And then we have the microwave still here. Luckily, the microwave fits perfectly on top of the litter box enclosure, and the ventilation for the microwave is actually right here on the front. So this is functional. So like I do have this plugged in and I am using this as my microwave. So it works as it is, but of course, we want to get it up over here at some point. So that's still the plan, but just have not been able to get the electrical and stuff run. But here is the painted window trim. Still, like I said, you know, those tight corners and stuff that I haven't gotten yet, but that's looking pretty good. The fridge is almost fully decked out with decorations. And then dirty dishes, yes. Just this little like entry point area is pretty much the same, I think. I'm not sure if I had this mat here before. It's very dirty. I do have some hooks laying here on the floor that I want to put on the wall so I can hang up shoes. Why do I have to hang up my shoes, you may ask? Because my cat Chester has peed on shoes when I've put them on the floor, so they have to be hung up. So I do have 2 hooks there to eventually put on the wall. And then the biggest change is what lies beyond this door, which is, of course, my pantry. So here is the pantry. The bottom's a bit messy, but you know, that's all my recycling down there. But yes, this is the new and improved pantry. So I've got the shelf high up here to keep like extras, and then some bins to keep like packets of things. And I have some bins on the sides that I can keep stuff in. So like I have a bag of chips in that one. The stuff, you know, doesn't really stand up on its own. And then I did like very intentionally measure out the placement for all of these shelves. So I have like 12 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches, 6 inches, 12 inches. And if you're thinking, wow, this looks like you're doing way too much, this is literally my job. I work at a grocery store as a stocker. Like, organizing things on the shelf at a grocery store is what I do 40 hours a week, okay? So that's why, like, it looks the way it does. This is what I have been doing as a job for 9 years. So, yes, but this is my pantry. I'm so happy with it. I think the spacing for the shelves worked out perfectly. Like I said, I put a lot of thought into it. Also, working at a grocery store, I have an idea of how shelves need to be spaced for different things. So like I knew if I wanted to double stack cans, I needed an 8-inch shelf. If I wanted to single stack cans, I needed a 6-inch shelf. So like when I say I put a lot of thought into this, I really do mean it. And then I wanted to make sure that I had a taller shelf. If I had like cereal boxes or things like that. My cat is playing in the box down here. So cute. While I'm down here, this is my little recycling area. So I have 2 bins here. I ended up double stacking my storage bins that have the birdseed and cat food in them, and then I moved one of my recycling bins back in here. And then my other recycling bin I keep sat here. Ideally, I'd love to be able to like hide it away inside of a cabinet. Like if I had room in this cabinet to put it in, that would be great. But this is for my metal recycling. I constantly have metal recycling for soda cans and cat food cans. So it's something that I constantly need access to. So this works for me because it's by the sink. I can like rinse the cans out and then throw them in there. All right, guys. So that is the current state of the kitchen. Like I said, mostly done, mostly just detail stuff. So I hope you enjoyed. The next video that I mentioned with the kitchen organization probably won't be for quite a while because I'm not going to make that video until I actually have the kitchen fully done. At the bare minimum, like I'm not going to make that video until the microwave's in. So who knows when that's going to happen. I don't. So yeah, I'm pretty much at the point where I feel like I'm going to end up putting the microwave in myself. So that's where we're at. But for right now, I have just taken a break from working on the kitchen, and I've been working on the bedrooms and just trying to finish up with the little details in the bathroom that I never got to when I was working on it before. And the plan is if I can finish up all those little details, then the upstairs will be completely done, which would be awesome. That is all for this video. I talked way too much, but I hope you enjoyed. All right, bye guys.